Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into round 4 of the 2017 MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Racetech Suspension, MX Simulator's professional Supercross racing series. My name is Kellen Brauer here on Start Your Systems TV, and we're in Phoenix, folks, inside of University of Phoenix Stadium here in Glendale, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix proper. And as I mentioned, round 4 of the series coming up here. In just a few moments, we'll have UID grab if it hasn't happened already, and then we'll get racing started in just a second. But I want to make sure in chat you guys can hear me all good and dandy. Now that we've got the stream up and going. Looks to be good on my end, but if it's not, you know, we always try to fix that before the program starts, not during. Anywho, we are currently amidst a little bit of a weird shakeup going on in the championships, if you will, after the first opening 2 rounds were pretty much dominated by Tyson Fresquez and Jeremy Shipley, and those two were going at it for the championship. Shipley then failed to finish the main event last week in Anaheim, and it looks like you guys are saying all good. So yeah, did not finish the main event last week in Anaheim, drops to 14 points behind Fresquez in the championship. Fresquez actually, I believe, ended up 3rd at Anaheim, and Jeremy Smith was your winner, but Smith missed round 2 of the series. So Smith actually moves into a tie with Shipley, who has the exact same scores, basically, 2-1 and 1-2. To couple Shipley's DNF and Jeremy's DNS, and they are second in the points. And then a further 10 points behind that is Dade Honeywell, who also had a atrocious week last week in Anaheim. So really, after last week, we're all kind of kicking ourselves thinking Fresquez was on his way to walk it home in this championship. But not the case so far, or at least not yet. Still only 14 points out in front, and we're only on round 4 of 17. So things are going to stay pretty close there. We'll see. And then moving on to 250 Supercross West, your defending champion Jeremy Seabolt is on top of the boards there after 3 rounds with 62 points to Craig Leake's 58. Leake with 2 wins, winning the opener at Anaheim and then last week at Anaheim as well. Russ Chapman 3rd in the points on 56, and then the big shakeup this week was the suspension by 4th in the 250 West Championship standings, Bryce Whelan. He was on 55 points. He was only 7 back in the championship standings, and he had a win to his credit at San Diego. But Whelan, on top of also making a poor decision on a track re-entry, was coupled up with a suspension due to backing up on the start, which is illegal. No movements are allowed once you've been placed by a JLV on the start. So that's been in the RF rulebook since 2012, and unfortunately he was caught out by that one. So going to sit on the sidelines this week, and we'll see him back hopefully next week challenging for wins again. But down to probably those 3 guys at the top of the sheet then otherwise. Tiberino also kind of in the mix, but 10 points back. And Mitchell has had some struggles fighting his way to the front, but he is also 10 points back. So those guys are all pretty close, but other than that, everybody else pretty spread out. Taking a look at qualifying real quick, just running through some stuff before we get racing started here tonight. 450 qualifying tonight here at Phoenix was Jeremy Smith on the number 4 machine, last week's winner, taking the top spot at a 103 flat over Tyson Fresquez on a 103.4, Mullins on a 103.6, Jeremy Shipley was on a 103.7, Fjellberg on a 103.7, Kyle Robb on a 103.8, and James Armstrong on a 103.9. All of those runners in the 103s. Looks like P8, which was Burkeen, all the way down to P12. Jack Haley was in the 104s, and then 105 pretty much dominated everything back of that, with the final qualifying spot going to Jordan Lacoste, the rider out of France, on a 107.539. Now into the 250 Supercross West Division, just like the first 3 rounds, the number 10 of Colton Mitchell, fastest qualifier, and holy cow, by a lot, a 104.937 for the number 10 machine over Russ Chapman on a 106.1. So holy cannolis, that's over a second difference there. And we'll look to see if Colton Mitchell can finally break through for that elusive first victory in Supercross tonight. He's got to go through Chapman, Leake, and Seabolt, of course, to do that. But we'll have to see. Should be loading in here now after UID grab into 450 heat number 1. So we'll see if that is what we are loading into. And again, just want to reiterate, I hope I'm all good on your guys' end there. All live and good on my end, but if I ever run into problems, please, you know, be sure to hit me up in chat and say we can't see something or whatever. Loading in. Probably gonna miss the start because I'm loading in. Oh yeah. Did I miss the start? Nope. Looks like somebody else may have missed the start, but this is 450 heat number 1. On the gate, 5 minutes plus 1 lap. We got Burkeen on the 8, Fresquez on the 1, Dupuis on the 6, Turley on the 49, Stocks on the 44, Rob on the 23 in there. Shipley on the 39 hits the gate as we are underway. Blakely does not get a good start, but this start straight goes on forever. Haley trying an inside move as Fresquez tips Burkeen into the corner, and Daniel Mills on the 31 comes out with the hole shot for Tagger Designs, and he tries to go for a big line there. I'm not sure what kind of line that was, but I think he just busted a 4 or something in there. Anyway, it's Mills on the 31 leading the way here over your points leader and defending champion Tyson Fresquez, who's going to work here on Kyle Robb for second. Robb on the 23, squeaks on the outside, makes the pass. Dupuis is right there on the 6, as is Seidhoff on the 17. And a little further back, someone else on a KTM, maybe a Prime Designs graphics rider. So here is the transfer spot right there as Dupuis gets hung up, and oh my, Seidhoff gets flung. And that was actually, yeah, Prime Designs rider Peter Like. So Dupuis going down causes all sorts of mayhem, allows Shipley into the final transfer spot for the time being. So we'll see if Shipley can stay there. Shipley, of course, the big talking point coming out of Anaheim 2, DNFing the main event. And back this week, which is good to see, but unfortunately took a big blow in his championship hopes. Not too sure what actually ended up happening. He never did comment on what the problem was or whether he just was upset and disconnected. We made the assumption that he may have rage quit, which is quite common in MX Simulator for people to do. But he's got all kinds of pressure from the 44 Australian rider of Toby Stocks. So these two go at it for the last transfer spot. Up front, Mills is off the track, and Fresquez is able to slide through into the lead, and Mills off the track again coughs up second place to Rob in the process. So Rob going after Fresquez, trying to hang on. Mills now back to third, but still comfortably in a transfer as long as he can stay there. Shipley, Stocks, and then your reigning 250 East champion Tyler Schmidt. We'll see him in a couple weeks at Minneapolis running the 1 plate. Quentin Deese back here on the 53 is going down at the end of the whoops. Let's see if that catches anybody else out. Here's Bergeron. He's going to slide around him, and Haley gets plowed into by Alfrey, and then Burkeen gets hung upside down in the corner. So in the end, it only messed up a couple guys in there, but Burkeen may have got the worst end of it, as he's now got the 192 of Adam Holm closing in. Holm shows him a wheel down the inside. This is your battle for 8th on screen. So back up to your transfer spots. And we got a change for the lead. 2015 250 East champion Kyle Robb to the front. Rob always quick, always fast, always stylish, of course, as he throws it naughty on the Supercross triple there. But has yet to pick up his elusive first 450 career main event win. But has been close on a few occasions. He's going to take a big step towards that tonight, though, with a nice heat race victory if he can hang on here. But Fresquez, of course, will pressure him to the end. Taking a look at some of the different lines on this track. All those guys using that outside line all the way around the sand. And then they're going 3-1 into the finish line jump here. And Fresquez is OJ in the finish a little bit there. Camera struggling to keep up. Mills still hanging out in the background there on the 31. And Rob actually kind of getting away from Fresquez a little bit here. It's the first, in the last couple weeks, first time that we've seen Fresquez not qualify in P1. That was Jeremy Smith, and we'll see him in 450 heat number 2. So maybe Fresquez not exactly feeling the track. Tough to say when he ends up qualifying second, but usually Fresquez, arguably the best player in the game of all time, depending on who you ask. We did a a poll of several OGs, and he was voted the best player of all time, but usually is outright fastest in the game as well when it comes to speed. Maybe only ever tipped by his teammate and currently inactive rider Hunter Root. He's still chasing Rob down, who is just clicking off consistent laps at the front here. Over the line to complete another lap. Rob hugging the bales tight. It's the first we've seen some of those guys doing that there. And Rob also nailing the quad out of the rhythm. So maybe he's gaining some time there as Sidehoff going a lap down. Sidehoff was in that battle with Dupuis earlier on. Oh, Rob, little sketchy, a little bit off the track there. Still just throwing it nasty though. Fresquez, Shipley up to third now as Mills has gone down, so Stocks is in the final transfer spot. And here is Mills back to fifth. He must have just gone down because I noticed across the top of the screen he was still listed as third. So now Mills, who was comfortably in a transfer spot, now has to try to fight his way up to the number 44, the OG Stocksy, multi-time 250 Supercross winner back in the day. Was really Mike Owen's only threat in 2012 when it came to Supercross. And those two both from Australia. So Stocksy over the line in fourth, still tailing Anaheim one winner Jeremy Shipley here. Oh, Fresquez throwing the sauce on the triple, still trying to go after Rob. We'll go on board with the one machine as he brings it to the line here. Oh, a little short on that triple. Let's see how he's able to attack this whoop section here. So we're going to triple in. And third gear into the whoops, and third all the way through. Second, and then down into first into the corner, and then rips the berm. No time gained, maybe a tenth of a second on the straightaway. Now some more time gain coming out of the corner here. Let's see how he gets through the sand. Lays it over and tries to rip it, but Rob is just racing him to the line here. Fresquez scrubs down the tunnel jump, and to the line it is the 23 of Kyle Robb, who is your 250 Heat 1 winner, a 104.7 for Fresquez to Rob's 104.5. And here is Shipley, and there is Stocks coming to the line. Mills keeping it close. So if Stocks had any cuts, well, Mills is back flipping and now front flipping to the line. Behind that was Schmidt, Deese, Burkeen also going to the semi, Jack Haley, Zach Dupuis. We're basically doing a little carousel here. For Zaka, Clay Alfrey, Peter Leik, Samuel Bergeron, Adam Holm, Spencer Turley way back here. And Chase Blakely on the ground. Sidehoff off the side of the track. He came across in 18th. Lacoste was 19th. And Fred Heather, the rider out of Great Britain, did not finish this one. He took an early trip back to the showers. All right, we are waiting for cuts. And for those of you that might be new to watching MX Simulator here on Start Your Systems TV, cuts is basically a thing that is calculated in the game where if a rider misses a timing gate, there's designated timing gates throughout the track. If a rider misses that timing gate and goes through the next timing gate after that in a faster time than the average amount of time coordinated by all of the people in the race, then he will face about 2 to 3 seconds of cuts per gate that he missed, give or take. That's usually what we see. Sometimes we'll see very modest cuts if people weren't going too fast when they went off the track, but sometimes we'll see big ones. That's what that red stuff is there on the left side of the screen. Burkeen at 1.93 seconds of cuts had the most, but nobody inside of the top 4 transfer spots changed. It was still Rob, Fresquez, Shipley, and Stocks going through to the main event. So those guys sure are happy with that, sitting comfy. So coming up next, 450 Heat number 2 should be featuring your fastest qualifier and last week's winner at Anaheim 2, Jeremy Smith. A very quick real-life racer in his own right. Smith will not be racing this entire season in MX Simulator, as he is expected to race professional real-life Supercross on the East Coast, 250 East, number 309 on a Yamaha. Keep an eye on him. But number 4 in Sim is the two-time 250 Supercross champion and 2013 Outdoor 250 champion, Jeremy Smith. Always quick. 6-time winner indoors on a 450. Let's see if we can find him on the start here. There he is, way down here on the inside. He's got Mullins to his outside. And beside him was, there's Berg out there, Davis, St. Laurent, bunch of people as we are underway in 450 heat number 2. And it's a land rush of epic proportions, but Smith has got a great drive into the first corner as all sorts of stacking up as Haskell was trying to get there, but he got pushed out wide by another rider, and through the corner first is the Vanderbomber, Jordan Vanderlee, Mad Cape Racing's own. Former winner in this class as well. Knows how to get it done, but also is a rider of much controversy as he has been banned multiple times in this series. Victor Nicot, the rider out of France on the 64, that's who was on the inside of Smith on the start. He comes out of this one in second. That's good to see Nicot up here. Nicot, a very, very talented rider out of France, actually possesses a single-digit number in the European MX Simulator Federation races, which hosts the MXSGP series. So he's going to go after Vanderlee for the lead, as Hinders just got passed by Honeywell, who must have missed a timing gate because my timing gates took a second there to catch up. So this is 3rd and 4th on your screen, the 24 and the 14. Behind that, there is Smith after going down in turn 1, already up to 5th, as Hinders crosses the line in 4th. Jeremy Smith over the line in 5th with Berg coming in close right there. There's the 9 of Mullins. Who's also caught up in some of that scrum going into the first corner. So all these guys in a nice little freight train here early on, trying to settle in, figure out what's going on. As Nicot makes a little mistake, here comes Honeywell. What an absolute freight train of riders we've got going here, though. Oh, Nicot off the track. Honeywell's got an inside line there, and he makes the pass in a second, and he rips the crap out of that berm. Honeywell looking on it tonight. I had Honeywell's teammate Peter Leik tell me earlier this evening that he thought Honeywell could win tonight, as Hinders and Smith are going at it for the final transfer spot. So the 4 and the 14. Oh man, Smith is right there as Hinders makes a little bobble over the tunnel jump. Now Smith pulls alongside as Mullins is lurking in the background. And Hinders launches into the face. It's the finish line smooth, and Smith jumps onto the back of him, so a pile up of Jeremy's after the finish line allows number 9 of Jesse Mullins through. A rare miscue on Jeremy Smith's part, it seems like. Miscalculated and OJ'd that finish line jump, but it allowed Mullins through. So Nicot still holds down the 3 spot, as Honeywell, actually it's now your race leader, I'm sorry. That is Smith now into 4th, so we've lost early race leader Vanderlee. He's back here behind Fjellberg, and now he's into the Davlos bales as Hinders slides around down the inside. And here comes Luke Heberlein, the Splitfire guys being about as on point as they are every year with getting their skins released. Someone page Andy Hack. 404 page not available when it comes to skins. Battle up front is brewing though, as Nicot has gone back to the lead, and now Prime Design's teammates Honeywell and Mullins are disputing second. Look at that inside line for Mullins. He pulls alongside. Both of these guys past champions, although Mullins possesses the more premier class championships with 2 outdoor championships to Honeywell's 1 250 West Supercross Championship, and now Mullins slides down the inside to get Honeywell for the 2 spot. So now Mullins going to go after Nicot for the lead. All the while, the 4 of Smith, your fastest qualifier, is creeping up into the discussion here a little bit. So he's going to be just in the background there on the 4 on the Honda. Mullins is all over Nycott for the lead, and he's trying some different lines here into the corner, trying to get a little bit more grip. Nobody electing to go inside in the sand here, just a train of riders through the outside. Nycott a little hung up on the way out as Mullins tries to scrub down the tunnel. He's going to jump off the track, though, and loses 2 spots in the process as now Smith goes through into 4th, and Nycott was down before the finish, so Honeywell back to the lead as he OJs a little bit. Now Smith follows right in tow there. Nycott got up in 5th as Fjellberg on the 3 goes into the 4th and final transfer spot. So here we go. A couple of 250 Supercross champions here. Both of these gentlemen have won the 250 West Supercross Championship before, with Smith winning it in 2013, and Honeywell winning it in 2015. But man, Smith looks like he is on a mission after getting a pretty good start and going down in turn 1. He is on rails coming out of that berm, trying to get alongside the 24 machine here. Man, these guys are just destroying this track right now. Very, very fast track. A couple long straightaways. This section right here where you jump over the tunnel is probably the slowest part of the track. Now white flag is in the air on to lap 6. This is a 5-minute plus 1 lap race here. And this battle for the lead is epic. I do not want to go away from it just yet. Is Honeywell able to get a little bit of a gap to work with now, but Smith is just so smooth, so flawless. It's always his kind of forte is Jeremy Smith, just to ride perfect laps, consistent laps, and somehow ride them as fast as some of the best in the world. I saw some of you guys in chat talking about that top 10 MX Simulator players of all time video. Jeremy Smith never won a Premier class, but is ranked 4th all time by some of these guys. And boy should he, man, he is an epic racer, but Honeywell is doing everything he can to keep him behind. Nowhere to pass for Smith yet. Is he going to get him to the line? I think Honeywell's got him, although Honeywell's jumping off the side of the track, and Smith goes through and down the final straightaway to take the win just like that, right out of Honeywell's grasp, as Honeywell is off the track and down. Honeywell went down coming to the line, so Fjellberg got 3rd, but Honeywell will get up and finish in 4th, no problem, so he's going to the main, but blew the win there at the very end. Nycott, who is up front there, drops back to 5th at the end. Here's Berg in 6th. Hinders back to 7th. Heberlein down here in 8th. Armstrong 9th. Vanderlee, after getting that early hole shot running up front, drops back to 10th. St. Laurent, top 10 in the points this week, is in 11th. Here's Devin Davis in 12th. Andrew Woods off the track in 14th now as Haskell went through. And now actually Kohenauer is 14th, 15th Ethan Parks, 16th Wood, 17th DeSalle, 18th Leitzel, 19th Roy Mitchell's hanging out with the crowd. 20th was Reed Young for Dirt Sharks, so we're waiting for these guys to all finish up here. Wait for cuts as well. But as of right now, it's Honeywell, Fjellberg, Mullins, and Smith going through. So we'll just keep on waiting for the cuts to come on in. There's the cuts, and the top 4 stayed the same, no change there. In fact, no change pretty much all throughout the field. A little sporadicness going on back there, about 14th. Pardon me. All right, so that is 450 heat racing action in the books here at Phoenix. Coming up next in the Pro MX Simulator Supercross Series, we've got the 250 West class doing their heat races. Those guys will go 5 minutes plus lap, top 9 transferring to the main event. I can't believe you guys figured out that that was an apple that quickly. I figured biting into it, you guys would have to guess what it was, but I'm impressed that you were able to guess apple that quickly. All right, so that race should be kicking off any second. Just keep on waiting. I will mention, I guess while we're at it, that the normal man, Michael Wheeler, president at RaceFactoryGaming.com, who runs these shows, is not running the show tonight. It's actually a mix of Stephen Barrington and Peter Like, which are two Race Factory crew members. Peter Like handles the protest usually. Barrington usually does the track building, but Barrington did not build the track this week. He packaged it and everything like that, but Barrington actually built last week's track. This track was built by Kyle Watts, part of the Race Factory Gaming crew. So those guys handling the program tonight might be a little bit slower just because of that. But you know what? All that means is that you guys just get more time to spend with me, hang out with me, have a good time. No harm, no foul. Scott Easy 2, who is the youngest sim racer racing tonight? Well, the Race Factory Gaming rulebook distincts that people have to be at least 13 years of age to be racing. So I would guess that the youngest person playing is 13. I know that there are a couple of 14-year-olds out there, but definitely there have been 13-year-olds that have raced in this series, and I'm sure that there are some tonight. And I get the feeling that I timed out. Yep, I think I timed out. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that. Looks like I didn't miss much, though, as the race just got underway, and it's Alex Heckman. Of course I would miss his whole shot. He's going to rip me later tonight as he goes down into the rhythm section, and there's all sorts of chaos going up at the front of the field between Finn Collins here and, oh, Edward Mora into the back of him, and he plows face first into the ground. So Collins goes to the lead. Question is, how old is Tyson Fresquez? He is 19 years old. Brandon Hedge through the hoops. So Hedge behind Collins. These two are sprinting away at the front as Eklund slides out. It's all kicking off. Chapman moves up to third. Cooper is fourth. Mora is fifth. Eklund sixth now. Oakley is seventh. Barrington in eighth here, and Harper in ninth. There are so many 252 strokes out there now. As Barrington goes down before the finish, will he get past? Heckman trying to come to the line, battling it out with Josh Williams. These guys are 10th and 11th. Oh man, Jeff Cooper and Barrington as Josh Williams puts Cooper into the Davalos bales, and he takes the spot, but they lost a big old chunk of time as Heckman went down in the background. There's chaos everywhere, trying to see if we have any of our championship contenders further back. No, we don't. Wow, interesting. So it looks like 250 Heat 2 is going to be a lot more stacked as Hedge is down in the whoops. Russ Chapman is pretty much our only championship contender in this heat race right now. First time we've seen him on his new ride here tonight as well, that Yogi Kawasaki. This is Finn Collins, rider out of Australia. Him and his Aussie lag met with much controversy last week after taking out a fellow rider who took it upon himself to go after him on the forums. That's been a ongoing problem for years in sim, but seemingly only really noticed as a major problem for people as of late is Australian lag. So it's quite nice when Collins can get up front and just cruise away at the front, because then nobody has to deal with that bubble. Chapman's going to try to run him down here from second. Behind that, Brandon Hedge and Eklund. I think, nope, these guys are not teammates. They look like they're on similar bikes, though. Eklund on the HRC C1 Way Designs, which I believe is Corbin Lenaway's team, so that's cool to see one of his riders running up at the front here. Edward Mora for Verb Moto, the powerhouse team that supports a company that no longer exists. But Verb has some massively talented riders, as Eklund is down on the other side of the tunnel there, I think. So here comes Harper, and Eklund is just getting going. Harper trying to check him through the rhythm section, side by side over the finish as Harper goes long, and Eklund didn't want anything to do with that. He just checks up and lets him go. So now Williams is up here. Matthias Janis also in the mix. Devin Ryan, I believe, is the final transfer spot. Yes, he is. Oh, Devin Ryan a little short on that triple. Oh, but we've lost Thomas Wilcox as he's pirouetting here in the background. Oakley slides through. Taking a look back. Zoa Cross getting saucy on the triple. And that is the last transfer spot. Oh, and he lights up Devin Ryan, and Zoa Cross goes down. And here's a couple guys taking each other out as Doug Oakley and Wilcox get together. They were on the verge of going into the final transfer spot there, but they ruined each other. So Devin Ryan got away cleanly. See if I can find myself a battle here. Oh, we got a change for the lead. Did not realize that Russ Chapman has taken it away from Finn Collins, who must have went down. As Chapman has a nice little gap working over here. Again, Chapman only 6 points down entering the night in the championship, so he wants to go after arch nemesis Jeremy Seabolt. That's not a good way to do it right there, with some slidey, slurvy stuff all over the road. So Collins back to second. Mora now slides up into third, as Brandon Hedge is still riding a great race here in fourth. It's a white flag out right now that's noted by the indicator at the top right hand corner of the screen, where it says lap 6. When that icon behind it is white, the white flag is out. Then it'll be a checkered flag when the race is over, and a green flag when the race has begun and it is not on the last or checkered flag lap. Justin Harper has Josh Williams tailing him. Let's actually go on board with Williams here on the 75. You hear that two-stroke power. Somewhere, Nathan Zaworski is creaming his panties. Oh, Williams trying to get a 3 into the corner, and he slides out. And gets hung up in the corner as Eklund tries to come through. Oh, and that is that Harper that's down? Yes, it is. Harper loses a chunk of spots there, but still not under any sort of pressure yet from Devin Ryan, who's off the track. Skips some timing gates, so he'll have some cuts there, but Thomas Wilcox is going after him. I want to go up front real quick, though, as Russ Chapman takes the win in this one. It should be Collins, Mora, Hedge, Williams, Eklund, Janis, Harper going through, but will it be Ryan or will it be Wilcox? As Wilcox through the whoops they go. Harper makes a mistake, or I'm sorry, Ryan makes a mistake, but Wilcox makes a bigger one and into the tough blocks. And Zoa Cross is over the berm, I think. Somewhere over there. There he is. Oh, he's down again. Kale Simmerock slides through, but it looks like Devin Ryan's going to get that last transfer spot. He's right behind Austin Eklund coming to the line. Eklund going through. Devin Ryan going through. Wilcox going to the LCQ. As is Jonathan Hughes, Kale Simmerock, Zoa Cross, Dale Mullins, Doug Oakley, Alex Heckman, Stephen Barrington, Brandon Holdsworth, and Jeff Cooper. Only 19 guys started this one. It was Russ Chapman who was the victor. So Chapman, Collins, Mora was your top 3 out of that one. And Chapman looking poised to take it to those guys in the championship. And then we'll see Seabolt, Craig Leake coming up in Heat 2 here in a minute. As we will see Dominic Tiberino, I believe, as well. But the top 9 stayed the same, no change there. Devin Ryan was your final transfer spot over Thomas Wilcox. So coming up next, 250 Heat number 2 from Phoenix. And that one will go 5 minutes plus a lap, top 9 transferring to the main event. So if you're not pumped already, it's time to get pumped. So we'll have our championship leader and defending champion Jeremy Seabolt in this one, of course. But Seabolt, 3 rounds in, no race victories, which is kind of an unheard of given his repertoire last year. Seabolt went 6 for 9 in race victories in the 9-race championship last year to dominate the championship. And 3 rounds in, the only way he'll match that tally now is if he goes on a win streak that lasts him to the end of the season. So Seabolt has yet to win a race this year, which again was not the case last year. In fact, we were at a point last year about this time where we were thinking Seabolt could go undefeated, oddly enough. So still has a championship lead. I'm sure he's thinking big picture there, but interesting that he is yet to pick up a race victory, has not been able to find the top step of the podium just yet. I bet I'm going to time out again. Isn't this fun? Just waiting. Up, I missed start. Who's gonna get the whole shot? It's gonna be Craig Leake with the whole shot. We were on board with him. And right behind him, 51 of Chase Donovan, who just earlier this week said it was a waste of money to be playing this game. Next minute, he's going into the lead, ladies and gentlefish, as Craig Leake cases a triple out, and the 51 of Chase Donovan, Sally Slow-Mo, leads the way. Leake in second, and Sean Klein sitting in third. Klein, we've been seeing him ride a Honda this year, the 74 machine. He went to a Husqvarna now. Let's see if he'll put it in his first main of the year. Brock Pappy up here as well. Zars, the talented rookie for Moto Chasing, trying to go down the inside of Pappy. Man, he got that Yamaha straightened out and just powered down the inside. Fowler up here as well, Pearson and Martin, I think these are all guys in transfer spots there. Oh, somebody just went off the track though. That may have been Jack Fowler. And actually it is Halverson in the final transfer spot right now, but he has got your fastest qualifier, Colton Mitchell, giving him a run for the money. Mitchell does not want to miss out on the main event, of course. And where is Seabolt? Oh, here he is actually in 11th. The number 1 machine outside looking in currently. And behind him is actually 6th in the championship and only 10 points down, Tiberino. But that's all going to change as Fowler just went down and Pearson lost a spot. But Seabolt is into the back of a rider and down. And Zars is also down right there, as that is Tiberino coming up short on the triple. And he has just gotten passed by Seabolt. He is back to the final transfer spot now. Whoa, as Cody Dawes slides it in over there. So Daw in 10th. Oh, and Mitchell's down, as was Seabolt. Man, these guys are all kinds of stacked up here. The camera cannot keep up. So Tiberino slid through. Seabolt now 8th. Mitchell is now 9th, I believe. Or now he's 8th, actually, as Fowler's 9th. And Fowler trying to hold off Cody Daw on the 144. Man, this 250 class is packed full of action. As Cody Doss slings down the inside of Jack Fowler, and freaking Dolphin dives his way down into the inside of the corner there, as Seabolt was down after the finish as well. And look at all the riders going through. There's Zars back here as well. I see Copeland on the 94. And Seabolt suddenly finds himself in 13th, and he's jumping into a corner here. He goes around those guys to get back into 10th. He's got to go get Copeland now, who's in the last transfer spot. But up front, we haven't talked about him at all. It is still Chase Donovan on the 51 machine, pulling away from your winner last week, Craig Leak. Interestingly enough, Donovan looking smooth as silk at the front of the field. He's taking some smooth lines to the finish line, getting the landing clean, decides to go outside here, get a better drive into this section. So it's Donovan from Leak. Klein still third. Martin, he runs in the 4th spot. Brock Pappy is in 5th. Dominic Tiberino is in 6th. 7th for your fastest qualifier, Colton Mitchell. 8th now for Fowler. And 9th for Cody Dawes. So Jeremy Seabolt still outside looking in on lap 4 here. He's going to want to get going here soon. Still not running good lap times. Oh, a little short there and short again, but somehow rides out of it. Short there. Man, he just doesn't look comfortable on this track. Casing a lot of jumps, trying to time things correctly. And he's trying to go after Cody Daw there in 9th. Short on that triple as well. Man, through the whoops, so he's looking smooth, looking fast, trying to close in. His corner speed is ridiculous. And we got a rider down. That's Jack Fowler on the inside. So Seabolt into the final transfer spot for now. He's right behind Daw there. And Fowler not too far back on the 86. So Seabolt has got to be careful here. Almost jumps into the back of Daw. And then over the line they go. Seabolt trying to find a way through. They get hung up in the corner as Fowler slides out, and Seabolt somehow does not fall off the bike as Fowler goes through. And here comes Morin now on the 295 with Copeland also in tow. And Seabolt is down again. He's down in the corner after the first rhythm. So Copeland goes through, Morin goes through, Seabolt back to 12th now. And we're on lap 5. The leaders are about to click on to lap 6, I believe, as change of the lead up here. Craig Leak going to the front. So finally Donovan finds the problems. So Mitchell moved up to 2nd. Wow, from way back. Mitchell's all the way up in 2nd. Martin is 3rd. Klein 4th. Pappy 5th. Donovan 6th. So that's your early race leader now battling it out with Tiberino. Tiberino is looking for a way through, slides down the inside, and a nice pass there. Daw is in 8th, and Fowler in the final transfer spot right now. So Copeland going after Fowler could be a lot of help for Jeremy Seabolt lurking back there, because if these guys get together, Seabolt might be the benefactor. This is 9th and 10th on your screen. Seabolt is 11th as Cody Daw makes a mistake, and Copeland goes into the final transfer spot, but Daw comes down the inside and takes Copeland to the ground, so Seabolt has to check up and double. Daw wants to make this main event. He comes short on the triple there, but up front, it is Craig Leak, last week's winner, picking up where he left off and going to take the heat win here tonight at Phoenix. Mitchell, Klein, Pappy, Tiberino is down, so he's going to lose a spot there to Martin. Tiberino still 6th, Donovan 7th, 8th Fowler, 9th Daw, but will Seabolt make the main or not? He's got to go get the 144 of Cody Daw. And he's looking fast, but it's not quite there yet. He's closing in. He's right on his rear tire. This might be a drag race. Daw has to get the tunnel jump clean. Seabolt a little bit off the side of the track. Daw is going to jump The triple, jump to the line, and Siebold is not going to the main unofficially right now. He is going to the LCQ, 0.2 behind. As Copeland is down here in 11th, Moore in 12th, Holden Coate in 13th. Jack Zars, oh my, what a disaster for the 718 machine. He is in 14th. Halverson in 15th. Pearson DNF. Austin Bear finished 17th. 18th for Saulnier, and Dar out of the race in 19th. So we're going to wait here and see if Siebold gets in on cuts or not. And no sign yet. Last week's winner was Craig Leake. That's exactly what I said. Cuts are in, and Siebold not going through. He has to go to the LCQ. So Siebold out. What a shakeup that could be if Siebold not going to the main as of yet. We'll have to go to the LCQ. Siebold did not win last week. I don't know what you're talking about, Heckman. Sorry. It was Leak won round 1, Whelan won round 2, and then Leak won round 3. Anyway. Moving on, we are heading into the semis now. 450 semi number 1. We got Jordan Vanderlee, Adam Holm, Fred Heather, Zach Dupuis, Luke Heberlein, Reed Young, Peter Like, Jared Seidhoff, Logan Leitzel, Jeremy Cohenauer, Jack Haley, Devin Davis, Andrew Wood, Brandon Bird, Clay Alfrey, and Tyler Schmidt in this one. I'll find someone a little bit more central. Cohenauer looks like a good bet there on the 42. And we are underway in 450 semi number 1. Who's going to get a good start out of this one? Looks like Cohenauer actually did get a pretty good jump. He's going to try to get to the corner first, and he will. Looked like I picked the right guy, but he just sends it as Tyler Schmidt comes out with the hole shot. And Tyler Schmidt knows how to hole shot races, but he's already been passed by Vanderlee. Vanderlee blew it in the heat race. Can he hang on here in the semis? Everybody starts funneling in behind. So Vanderlee ahead of A-Wood now, as Tyler Schmidt made a mistake in that rhythm section. This is your top 5 transfer spots right there as Seidhoff loses out to Brandon Berg. And now Seidhoff under attack here from Jack Haley. So this is 6th and 7th with Heberlein in 8th right behind them as they go through the whoops there. And oh, Seidhoff gets plowed into the back of and actually takes the spot away from that is Brandon Berg that he took the spot from. So Seidhoff now into the final transfer spot for the time being. But he's off, almost off the side of the tunnel jump there. Got to be careful. Alfrey also in tow here as Schmidt runs into the back of him, and Schmidt is down. And Schmidt going to lose that final transfer spot to Heberlein, but he's trying to fight back down the left side of the rhythm. Heberlein is a little off rhythm, but gets the better one at the end of it. So now Schmidt back to 6th, outside looking in currently. As these guys all trying to work their way into transfer spots. Still Vanderlee leading though. Looking smooth and silky, but he did make a mistake in the heat race, and that sent him backwards. Speaking of mistake in the heat race, Andrew Wood had a rough heat race earlier on tonight, has yet to make a main event this year, I believe. And oh, he's off the track in the sand section, gets stood up, and here comes a train of riders trying to slide through as he gets back onto the track right behind Sidehoff. Sidehoff going to work on Alfrey on the inside here. And Sidehoff going a little long on the finish line. Alfrey going to cut back underneath, but not stick it to him. And meanwhile, mistake in the background as Heberlein coughs up the final transfer spot back to Schmidt. So now Schmidt finds himself in a good position here. Oh, Sidehoff got down the inside of Alfrey, and somehow they're both... Holy cow, Awood just sent it. All these guys are in transfer spots, and they're just throwing it dirty. Heberlein is the only one outside looking in, and he's just hoping that these guys getting all wild and crazy together causes some action as Sidehoff is off the track up here. We're on board with Tyler Schmidt trying to pass Sidehoff, who is still having a tough time giving out. Oh, and there's all kinds of stacking up in the corners. Awood went down, and Schmidt snuck back around as Sidehoff got away clean there. So Vanderlee still leads here. This one goes 4 minutes plus a lap, so he's got 2 laps to go as it's 3.5 minutes in as he crosses the line right now. Alfrey behind him in second, still cruising. Top 5 transfer out of this one. Sidehoff is third. Schmidt hung up in the berm there a little bit, is in fourth. And Heberlein right now is in fifth. Wood has Davis coming with him. These two are just the bestest of friends ever. Oh, and Schmidt was down exiting the corner. Here comes Wood with the triple in. And Schmidt's going to mess up the rhythm and almost get landed on by Wood. And almost contact, but Wood slides through. Davis is going to try to slide around the outside of Schmidt as he scrubs down the triple. And this is sixth. Or I'm sorry, this is a battle for the final transfer spot now, actually. Or no. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Schmidt is sixth, and Davis puts him into the Davalos bales. Relentless. I like it. Davis wants to go after Wood for this last transfer spot, and this could get good. White flag coming out this time by. Let's go on board with Davis. 1.6 back of Andrew Wood. There's a rider off the track after the finish line there, but oh, that was, well, what? Who was that? Something happened because Davis is now in the final transfer spot. So Sidehoff now runs behind him. Cohenauer must have lost it. Schmidt's back here. Schmidt is having troubles. Reed Young, Brandon Berg, Fred Heather, Zach Dupuis, all these guys missing out. As Vanderlee is cruising away at the front here. Battle for second between former teammates Clay Alfrey and Luke Heberlein. Heberlein going to try an inside move there, but thinks better of it. So up front, Vanderlee takes the win in semi number 1 here. Alfrey coming to the line will pick up second, Heberlein third, Wood fourth, and Davis should hang on to the line to get fifth. Sidehoff 0.8 back. Gets sixth. Cohenauer in seventh. All these guys sending it over the line here. So Schmidt, defending 250E Supercross champion, having a rough go of it here in 450 Supercross thus far. Back in 8th, he's going to the LCQ. Berg over the line in 9th. Dupuis 10th. Reed Young 11th. Peter Leik in 12th. Adam Holm 13th. Fred Heather in 14th. Leitzel 15th and Haley 16th. So Haley a no-go there. So we'll wait for cuts to come in and see what happens with these guys. And then we'll move on to 450 heat number... I'm sorry, 450 semi number 2. How's everybody doing tonight, though? About midway point through the stream here. After this next semi is done, we'll just have the LCQs and the mains to go. Hope everyone's hanging in there and doing just fine. Alright, here we are loaded in for 450 semi number 2. We got Burkeen, hitters for Zaka, St. Laurent, Blakely, DeSalle, Bergeron, I believe that's Dees, Mills, Armstrong, Haskell. They're underway, Turley down the inside. Burkeen has got a great jump, but it's all kicking off going into the first corner. And contact as Armstrong slides into Haskell and takes him down, but it's Burkeen with the whole shot, and he quads up into the second corner. Armstrong bites him in the ass after taking Haskell out, goes down into the second corner. Now Hinders is down coming out of the second corner, so DeSalle goes through in a second. Oh, Burkeen front flips the triple. Classic. Love it. Good to see Burkeen having fun out here because he has not been having much fun this season yet. Struggling on the struggle bus. Missed the main at A1. Got 5th at SD. Didn't race A2. He's up front leading here. 450 semi number 2 over DeSalle. Turley up here as well as Roy Mitchell's giving chase, and Chase Blakely as well. Mitchell trying to use that unorthodox inside line there. Ends up almost jumping off the track, so Blakely going to pull alongside. Both these guys are comfortably in transfer spots right now. Oh, Blakely coming into your living room, ladies and gentlemen, as he goes off the track. Fortunately, it does not go down. Behind him, St. Laurent is sneaking up into the picture. Sorry. So St. Laurent here trying to go after Chase Blakely, and this is for the final transfer spot. I'm sure St. Laurent, currently top 10 in 450 standings, does not want to miss the main event here. That would be no fun. But Chase Blakely, who is expected to race the East Coast Championship this year, also would probably not want to miss out. We got a battle for third place brewing here between Roy Mitchell and Spencer Turley as Mitchell loses the front wheel, and here comes Blakely down the inside. And Blakely made a mistake in the rhythm section. Here comes St. Laurent with a better line down the inside. Oh, wow, no contact, and St. Laurent still gets the triple out. Does he get the quad? There's going to be contact. Oh, St. Laurent pile drives into the ground. So Blakely rolls away clean. That is Bergeron off the track. Just getting going. Armstrong outside looking in as well. He is 8th in the championship. Does not want to miss that main event. He is running in the 7th spot right now. So down through the whoops. He's trying to go after Bergeron for 6th, but that is still not a transfer spot currently. Needs to go get this man, Chase Blakely. He's on the hot seat. But up front, still the 8 machine of Matt Burkeen. Not very often you see a single-digit rider repping it up in a semi-race here, but Burkeen making the 8 look saucy. Just continuing to throw the steeds out front as DeSalle runs in second. Turley, comfortable in a transfer spot right now in third, and looks very good through the whoops there. Bike did not move one bit. So Turley's going after those guys now, and Blakely is actually up to fourth now, so that means Armstrong is in the final transfer spot. He got around Bergeron. We lost somebody else as Haskell's down. Oh, St. Laurent is down as well, and Nycott. All these guys kind of caught up together there. Unfortunate. So Armstrong is in the final transfer spot, and we'll see if he can hang on to that one as the white flag is in the air. Armstrong, a little out of shape on landing there. Armstrong does something that not many people do, and that's really flick his rear brake around. Some people are good at it when it comes to just doing it for fun, but Armstrong does it a lot in the race. Sometimes you'll see him really slide a corner really smoothly. Man, look at this battle brewing here between DeSalle, Blakely. DeSalle short on the triple, and he's almost into the back of Blakely as Mitchell's just trying to hang tough there. Burkeen is cruising away at the front, but these guys all mixed together now. Not wanting to crash right now. Oh, DeSalle getting a little kick. And he's launching down the inside of Blakely in the whoops. That was extremely aggressive. We got a four-rider pileup for really no reason as Armstrong is down, DeSalle is down, and Bergeron slides around the outside of both of those guys. And Armstrong still down as Blakely gets up in sixth. That was ridiculous. I have no idea what Chase Blakely thought he was going for there, but it might cost him in the end as Burkeen takes the win. Turley second, Mitchell in third, DeSalle in fourth, and Bergeron looks like he is going to go to the main event here. Yes, he will in fifth. So Chase Blakely's ridiculous move does not pay off as he misses out in sixth. Nycott seventh, Haskell down here in eighth, just gets over the line. Armstrong ninth, will be probably livid with Blakely in that move. Quentin Deese comes across in 10th. For Zaka, 11th here. 12th for Daniel Mills, 13th for Ethan Parks, 14th for St. Laurent, 15th for Hinders, and 16th for Lacoste. Oh man, that's a weird situation. I've never seen someone like that go for such an aggressive pass for not a transfer spot, which it was not for. They were all in transfer spot right there. So it is Bergeron, DeSalle, Roy Mitchell, Spencer Turley, and Matt Burkeen going to the main event out of 450 semi number 2. It's going to be a pretty stacked LCQ coming up. But before we get to that 450 LCQ, we've got to get through the 250 LCQ, which features none other than championship leader and defending 250 West champion Jeremy Seabolt. This could be a massive blow to the championship if we see Seabolt go down on the start of the LCQ here. And that blows it wide open for Leak and Chapman and Tiberino and all those guys to get into the mix. And ends up not hurting Bryce Whelan as much. With being suspended this week. So we'll see that race in just a second. As I mentioned, not Michael Wheeler hosting tonight, so things taking just a tad bit longer. But no big deal. Here we go. They posted the wrong LCQ. That's funny. They posted 450 LCQ and the 250 LCQ and the amateur 250 LCQ and the 250 West LCQ. They posted all the LCQs that they could find. So hopefully once we get a restart going here in just a second, that'll be all sorted out and it won't actually be an amateur LCQ that we're watching, given that there might not be that many amateur riders in attendance tonight. So let's take a look. Where is Jeremy Seabolt? He is right here on the number 1 machine in between Zars and Zoacross. This could be the make or break point in the championship here tonight as we are underway in the 250 LCQ from Glendale. Siebold trying to get the drive down the straightaway, has a pretty good start. He's trying to pinch Copeland, who has a good drive, and it's all kicking off into turn 1, but Siebold has a good spot behind Alex Heckman, who comes out with the whole shot once again and loops his Larry, and down he goes. So Heckman already down and out as Siebold takes the lead. And that's exactly what he wanted to see, was an early race lead, and hopefully he pulls away. So Siebold leads. Oh my, how did his suspension just ride out of that? I will never know. As Dominic Saulnier runs in the 2 spot right now. Zoacross is in 3rd, and Jeff Cooper has Dylan Copeland and Jack Zars battling it out. That is for the final transfer spot here. How quickly do these guys go after it? We'll have to see. So up front, Siebold is cruising away here. Looking smooth. Oh, but he slides out with the lead, so Saulnier goes through. Now Siebold is 1 position closer to the danger zone. Cross is in the background there, and then just behind that is Cooper. As Saulnier makes a mistake jumping in, so Siebold might get the pass for the lead here. Saulnier is just falling out of the sky over there, so Siebold back to the front. Oh, is he short on the triple again? A little bit, but continues to ride out of it. Just does not look comfortable tonight for some reason, does the number 1 of Jeremy Siebold. Not too often you see a championship leader end up in an LCQ, and then once they're in the lead, struggle to keep the lead. I mean, he's honestly not that far ahead of Saulnier and has already crashed out of the lead once. And Saulnier is keeping him honest here. Siebold into the bales. Saulnier over the tunnel off the side of the track there. And I think he just got plowed into. He's going to lose a spot there as the 91 of Cross goes through. And Cooper still just locked in a battle here with Copeland, who is making all kinds of mistakes coming to the line here. So wrong time to go on board with him. Copeland nails the triple in, almost off the side of the track with the quad after it. Didn't end up losing too much time in the end though. Cooper still runs in 4th. So Siebold from Cross, and Cross going after Siebold now for the lead. I'll tell you what though, I would be very surprised, given Siebold's riding tonight, if he goes out of this LCQ and then goes on to win the main event. I would be shocked. I mean, I'm only saying that because I feel like it's honestly a realistic possibility, given the way Siebold is able to change things around so quickly, but he is just not looking comfortable on this track right now. As Cross takes the lead away from him as Siebold was down. Siebold probably doesn't want to get involved here, but we'll see. Just checks up and lets Cross go. Oh, Cross down, and Siebold fortunately doesn't fall off the bike, but that was almost a disaster there. Cross trying to shut the door. Now takes the spot back out front. And Siebold's got to be like, man, are you kidding me? Just let me make the main here. So Cross leads the LCQ over Siebold. Top 4 go to the main, but if a mistake happens for Siebold here, he could be in trouble as he tries to get down the inside of Zoacross. Cross checks up underneath, and Siebold takes him right to the ground. So Siebold gets the pass done that he wanted to, as Copeland now goes through. Cross gets up in 3rd. Saulnier out of shape in the whoops, and he's down. Jeff Cooper is under attack from Simrock going into the corner, and Simrock is into the bales, and he is down. So that is going to give Jeff Cooper all the time that he needs to figure this one out, as Siebold comes down and will win the LCQ and survives going to the main event tonight. Copeland picks up second over Cross in third, and Cooper does not have someone tailing into the line. That is a lapper. So Jeff Cooper on the 117 is going to go to the main event tonight. Awesome on him. He looks pumped about it. Hughes misses out. Saulnier out. Pearson out. Oakley, Zars, Austin Bear, Cale Simrock, Holden Coate, Alex Heckman after hole-shotting his heat and the LCQ, not going to the main. Dale Mullins, Tyler Morin, Tanner Halverson. That's all the runners. So Seabolt was able to survive out of that one, keep his championship hopes well and truly alive. As I mentioned, coming into tonight, Craig Leake only 4 points down in the championship. Russ Chapman only 6 points down in the championship. Behind that, Tiberino only 10 down, and Mitchell only 10 down in the championship. So things could still be interesting tonight if Seabolt isn't able to turn around his misfortune. But coming up next right now is the 450 last chance qualifier. This one goes 3 minutes plus 1 lap, with the top 4 transferring to the main event. So who's going to make it out of this one? We have got a stacked list of riders in this one, and Haskell's been getting good starts all night, so I'm going to be a little biased and watch my teammate here on the start of this one. We got a bunch of riders wanting to make it into the last 4 spots in the main event tonight as we are underway going into turn 1, and Haskell does have a beaut of a start, but let's see if he can shut the door on these guys as Berg slides down the inside and will take the whole shot. Somehow Haskell stayed up, but it is Berg on the 193. Kohenauer sits second, Armstrong is third, Haskell taken down in fourth, and a stack up of riders behind that, so Armstrong survives some chaos there. Oh, as Kohenauer went down before the triple, so here comes Heather and Lacoste as Lacoste is going down. Adam Holm trying to jump over top as D Mills is in there. Leitzel, there's Dupuis on the 6, was the Sidehoff also outside looking in on the 17. As Dupuis is going down the inside of Leitzel here to make a pass. So things getting kicked off as Deese is back there on the 53. Alex Heckman called him for a podium tonight. Right now he's not even transferring as Leitzel's down in the whoops. And we got a stack up of Sidehoff and Deese in the corner after the whoops. But up front it is Berg from Armstrong. Armstrong trying to go for the lead already. And almost off the track, saves it, slings the back end around, and takes the spot. Armstrong to the front, Berg back to second, St. Laurent now in third. Then we got Heather right here in fourth with Kohenauer right behind him, Reed Young, Adam Holm, Daniel Mills, Kevin Frazaka, Quentin Deese, Zach Dupuis, Jordan Lacoste, Victor Nycott. There's just a freight train of riders as Jordan Lacoste goes for a ridiculous quad in the middle of the rhythm section, lands on Dupuis there. Armstrong really wants to make it out of this one, though. He's looked good tonight. Qualified inside of the top 10 easily. Was your fastest qualifier earlier on in the practice sessions. Berg looking comfortable. St. Laurent also looking good. And Fred Heather, who has had an interesting night. Rider out of Great Britain is trying to hold off Kohenauer. Kohenauer might have a line here, pulls alongside. Who's got the better rhythm through here? They're both doing the same thing, but it looks like Fred Heather able to hang on. This is for the last transfer spot. Oh, that's a rider down. That is Berg off the side of the track, and a host of riders going through. So now Fred Heather moves into third, Kohenauer is in the final transfer spot with Reed Young and Adam Holm trying to keep things close. And we're about to go on to the white flag lap here soon. Man, Reed Young does not look comfortable in that whoop section. All right, over the line, on to the final lap. It is Armstrong from St. Laurent, Fred Heather, and Kohenauer. Well, we're going to keep an eye on Kohenauer as he's got that last transfer spot, and he has got a feisty Reed Young eyeing him down. Kohenauer slides down the inside and slides out the front wheel, so Reed Young through. Adam Holm is hanging tough as Reed Young is all over the place. So can Kohenauer fight back? Or might Adam Holm slide through and have something to say about it? Oh, Reed Young down at the end of the rhythm section, so now it's going to be up to Holm to take it to Kohenauer if he wants. So into the whoop section they go one final time, and Holm looks a little out of sorts, and he is down. Kohenauer is going to get away scot-free, and hung up in the corner was Deese there for a moment. But up front, Armstrong going to the main event tonight. Picks up the win in the LCQs. St. Laurent also making it through. So a couple guys top 10 in points that will be happy to go to the main event. Fred Heather going to make it to the main, and Kohenauer goes through in 4th. Berg is not going through, as is Tyler Schmidt, Quentin Deese, Victor Nykott, Reed Young, Zach Dupuis, Adam Holm, Logan Leitzel, Chase Blakely, Ethan Parks, Kevin Frizaka, Peter Like, Jack Haley, Daniel Mills, Brian Haskell, Jeremy Hinters, Jordan Lacoste, Jared Seidhoff. A lot of unhappy campers tonight, I can bet that one. But we're about to go on to the 44 happy campers that still exist, and that is the 22 riders in each of the 2 main events coming up here in just a minute, including that man right there, the number 33 of James Armstrong. But first up will be the 250 West Supercross main event. They're about to have their parade lap. That race will go 15 minutes plus 1 lap. We'll see if Seabolt can turn it around, or maybe Leak wins his 3rd race of the season from 4 rounds. Maybe Russ Chapman breaks through for his elusive first win, as the same story is also to be told for Colton Mitchell, still yet to win a race. These guys are all looking for it. Maybe Dominic Tiberino has something to say. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. All right, here we go. 250 main event on the line. We have got Jeff Cooper, Dominic Tiberino, Zoa Cross, Chase Donovan, Austin Eklund, Colton Mitchell, Clint Martin, Finn Collins, Cody Daub, Matthias Janis, Russ Chapman, Jeremy Siebel, Brandon Hedge, Dylan Copeland, Josh Williams, Edward Mora, Craig League, Devin Ryan, Jack Fowler, Sean Klein, Justin Harper, and Brock Pappy. So these guys are going to go out for their parade lap right now, and we'll see them rush into turn number 1. But who have you guys got in chat? Let's hear it. Let's get some picks out there. These guys are going to go 15 minutes plus 1 lap. And hopefully turn 1 doesn't look that bad on the start, as about 5 guys theoretically made it through clean. Otherwise, literally everybody else was down. Looks like Alex Heckman believes that it's going to be Russ Chapman and Tyson Fresquez tonight. KC Beast 12 is going for Seabolt and Shipley. So picking the underdog Seabolt tonight, not having a good night. Gary the Shav has got Heckman in the 250 class. He might want to chickadee check himself before he riggedy wrecks himself, because Alex Heckman did that twice to himself tonight. He forgot to check and then he wrecked. Nats Pack 27 thinks Chapman's going to win this 250 race. Motocross Whip 18 has Seabold. MX Junkie 86 has Jack Zars. FTX Gaming 2 has Seabold as well. Alright, let's see how they go. I'm going to pick someone a little bit towards the middle there. Russ Chapman is right in the middle of the gate. There's Donovan there. There's Tiberino on the screen. Josh Williams on the outside. Let's go 250 racing in Phoenix. Oh, the wheelie from Chapman is not going to work out. Look at all these 252 strokes with the start though, huh? Oh man, into turn 1, it's a land rush, and on the outside, it is the 7-11 of Justin Harper over the 11 of Craig Leak. So another great start this week for Craig Leak at the front. Oh, Leak short and ran into by Williams, and they're both down. And Finn Collins runs into him, and he's down, and the 32 of Ryan is down. So Harper is leading the way from Donovan, and are you kidding me? Jeremy Seabold out of the LCQ is the highest placing championship contender, but he gets ran into by Cody Daw, and he's not going to get the triple. Here comes Tiberino over top, and alongside and through. So Tiberino is now your highest placed championship contender, as Colton Mitchell also slides through. He's inside of the top 10 early. But Justin Harper, 7-11, he leads right now. If I'm not mistaken, he actually has never led a race before. But this is really interesting to see, as he leads lap number 1 over the line and going long on the finish line jump for that matter. Trying to get settled down as Donovan sits in the 2 spot. Tiberino is in 3rd, and Tiberino wants a piece at Donovan already, wants to go try to win his first career main event, but he's got Seabold and Colton Mitchell right there with him. Trying to see if I see a green flash of Russ Chapman. He is way back there. Oh, Seabold over the bars at the end of the rhythm. Oh, and Tiberino has just barely got enough drive to clear that triple, and he lost a big chunk of ground now to Colton Mitchell right there. Oh, Tiberino out of sorts. Man, this really is looking like a good setup for Chapman. Oh man, those guys getting awfully close. I keep saying Chapman, I mean Colton Mitchell. So these two are going at it, and Mitchell makes a mistake. He'll lose some ground now as Tiberino gets away. And Donovan is holding his own right now in 2nd. Justin Harper is getting away at the front though, so these guys have got to start doing something. Donovan right in front of Tiberino there, and Tiberino's going for a different line. Donovan's going for the Alessi line, as is Colton Mitchell. They're both trying to take some good lines over there. And now it's going to be Tiberino and Mitchell battling it out for 2nd as they've gotten around Donovan. And this is going to be the battle that we'll try to watch as they try to work their way towards Harper leading this thing. Oh man, look at how close they get in the corners. Through the whoops, on it too. So Tiberino able to stretch it out a little bit going down the start straight as Harper jumps over top Mitchell, going towards the line. Interesting looking at the track map in the upper right hand corner of the screen. How many guys are locked together from about 5th to about, I'd say 17th or so? Oh, and there is the crash that everybody in chat said would happen as Justin Harper goes down with the lead and Tiberino goes to the front. So now will the pressure get to him, or is Dominic Tiberino in a good position here to pick up his first career win? That number 77 on his bike, as I've mentioned in previous broadcasts, is a career number. So he's earned that number by finishing top 10 in the Grand National Championship. But no wins to his credit. Could that change tonight? Mitchell going to try to go after him. Donovan now has Seabolt right on his tail. But Seabolt making all kinds of mistakes still, as now Harper has Collins right behind him. Cody Daw holding off Clinton Martin. Then Mora is back here. Then Chapman rounds out your top 10 currently, early on. Actually just got around a couple guys. Whoa, Devin Ryan comes pile driving in there. So Tiberino's trying a different line here, and this is not it. He was doing it different previously. He goes double in. Oh, here comes Mitchell around the outside. Oh, man, that's an interesting spot to try to make a pass. Tiberino's going to shut the door, and they're still side by side. Oh, almost contact. Mitchell takes the lead. As I was saying, though, Tiberino's going double into the long rhythm, and then 3-3-3-1 versus Mitchell, whose line is to go 3-4-3-2. You'd think that Mitchell's line is faster, but Tiberino actually made that other line look really good last lap, and we'll see if maybe he uses that next time by. So down across the line here to complete lap number 6. These guys going 15 minutes plus a lap, and we are 6 minutes in currently. Mitchell over Tiberino right now. So let's see if Tiberino does the same line that I'm talking about here. He swings it around and then he'll double in, and then he'll 3 over the table, triple again, but he goes off track, and then he triples one last time and singles into the corner. Didn't lose too much time going off track there. As Seabolt now moves into the 3 ride. I'm sure he'd be quite pleased with a 3rd tonight, especially still being ahead of his nearest championship rivals in Craig Leake and Russ Chapman. Speaking of Craig Leake, where is he? Craig Leake is down in 14th. This is very reminiscent of what happened to Leake after winning in the opener. Finished 13th the following week at San Diego. Might just be the Anaheim curse. Leake can really only win in Anaheim this year. Oh, and he's off the track. So he's meandering around back there. Russ Chapman just inside of the top 10. And Mitchell has got a good lead to work with now. Tiberino running in the 2 spot. Almost landed on by Seabolt. Now Seabolt trying to get down to the inside. Almost contact. And a little bit of dualies, although Seabolt got more gnarled out. Now they both go outside to try to get the drive to clear this triple. Down the long straightaway. Oh, Seabolt caught up in the berm back here, loses some time. So Harper going to keep things a little close here. Donovan runs inside of the top 5, and now Chapman is up to 6th. So the last thing Seabolt wants to see is Chapman making it through the field well, as Chapman is only 8 seconds behind Seabolt now. How about Colton Mitchell, though? The 10 machine leading the way. 10 points behind Seabolt in the championship entering tonight. Right now, he would pick up 5 points on Seabolt, but Seabolt would still hang on to the lead. So he needs some more bad luck going Seabolt's way at this point. Alright, I'm going to do a top 10 rundown here in just a second. Just trying to find a good spot to do that. Oh man, look at all those lappers getting caught up there. Mitchell cruising away, 9.5 minutes and then some out front right now. Or not out in the lead by that much, but that's the time that we're at. Actually close to now, we just passed 10 minutes. I read that wrong, my apologies. I'm going to do a little lap through the field here as Mitchell just passes Leak there. And then second place is right, almost. Not yet. Those are all lappers. There is second place, Tiberino, and then third place, Seabolt. Up next should be fourth place, Justin Harper, with Chapman right behind him in fifth. There's Harper and Chapman. Sixth, Chase Dunovant. And then seventh, now Clint Martin on the 891 right there. And then Finn Collins right there. Edward Mora right there. That's Sean Klein. And then this is Zoa Cross on the 91. And let me think who's coming here now. That's Matthias Janis. And then that's your race leader, Colton Mitchell, just lapping Devin Ryan. So that's a lap through the field. So Mitchell working lap 10, going on to lap 11 here in just a minute, 11.5 minutes in. And there we go, over the line. Tiberino has lost a lot of ground. Seabolt's still in third, but Chapman is now into fourth, and he is charging only 7 seconds back of Seabolt. Remember, Chapman only 6 points down in the championship, so regardless of getting Seabolt or not, he does not want to lose out another championship position. And Colton Mitchell, who's leading this race right now. Looks like Chapman is really flying right now. He's got some good lines working. A little short on the triple here, though. Oh, yeah. Man, look at how much time that just cost him. He just gained almost a second and a half on Seabolt there in a few corners and then lost it all immediately. That's putting Jeff Cooper a lap down right there, and he's still losing more and more time to Seabolt right now, who in his own right is actually kind of stuck in a bit of lap traffic. So Seabolt is actually making some good progress. That just does him all kinds of wonders to see the man he's about to put a lap down, Craig Leak, on the number 11 machine. That's second in the championship, being lapped by first in the championship. Tiberino's still holding his own as Mitchell continues to weave through lap traffic. So 13:45 coming to the line here, so 3 laps to go coming up for Mitchell. Unless he has a fall-off crash, at which point 2 laps to go. Which he could afford to do. He could have another fall-off crash. I'm sure he doesn't want to, but he could. How about a good ride for Clint Martin, getting around Justin Harper and finding his way inside of the top 5. Scott Easy2 in chat asking who won the first ever RF race. Some of you guys are responding Haskell. The correct answer is actually Austin Jones, aka Jones221. Jones won the 2011 EVS Supercross Open, which was Race Factory Gaming's first ever hosted event. Before that, it was ran by JLV when they did the Supercross series. And then the first ever official Race Factory Gaming Supercross race that ever happened was won in 2012 by Jeremy Shipley when he won the Anaheim opener. Oh, Martin down after the triple. So Donovan gets through. Justin Harper, Finn Collins, all sliding through. So Martin just blew a really good spot there inside of the top 5. Now he's battling it out. Back here now is Sean Klein. Oh, change for second. Seabolt and Tiberino going at it. So Seabolt actually made the pass and is getting away from Tiberino. They are so far behind Colton Mitchell, though. He's actually about to take the white flag right now. So finally, it's all coming together for the 10. Seabolt and Tiberino battling to the line here. You and me both, Gamertag Raylon. I want to see some dualies too. These guys just aren't close enough or gnarly enough. Oh man, Tiberino thought about showing him a wheel there. Oh boy, getting a little off kilter in the rhythm. Seabolt's gonna have a lapper in his way here. Chapman back here. Finn Collins is up into 5th now. And Tiberino's losing some more time, but if Seabolt can't get around this lapper cleanly, well, he does. Should be good to go now. But up front, the man of the day, the man of the hour, and finally the breakthrough ride that he needed. Fastest qualifier on the night, and first career main event win is underway for the number 10 versus PC ride of Colton Mitchell. Finally, he stands on the top step of the podium. He waited a long time for that one to happen. And the very, very fast rider for Versus PC finally breaks through. But unfortunately for his sake, Seabolt, who was having a rough night all night long, is only going to get 2nd on the night. So now, after Seabolt finishes 2nd here, and he does, Mitchell only 7 points down the championship, but could have been a lot better if Seabolt had the rough night that we thought he was going to have. As Tiberino rounds out the podium, Russ Chapman put in a solid ride to come through a lot of mid-pack adversity and bring this thing home in 4th. Or will he? Yes, he will. Just over the line in 4th there. Finn Collins over the line in 5th. As Craig Leake ends up 16th just there. Donovan, great ride tonight in 6th. Finally showing some potential. Sean Klein, all alone right here, coming to the line in 7th, 7th. And cuts are in. Top 10 stays the same. Harper, Mora, and Martin rounded out the top 10 back there. And Copeland got Williams on cuts. And that was it for cuts. All right, so Colton Mitchell finally breaks through and wins his first career main event. Question in chat is why I don't do shots for dualies anymore. I would probably do it if I wasn't feeling sick, but I've been sick for the past couple weeks. I'm on antibiotics right now, so while I am drinking, I'd rather not get blackout drunk. Drink responsibly, children. All right, final race of the night coming up here. 20 minutes plus 1 lap in store for the 450 guys. They're ready to do some battling. Gnarly battling at that. So we'll see what these guys can do. Who's going to win tonight? Fresquez 14 points ahead of Smith and Shipley in the championship. And on the line, we've got Jesse Mullins, Bergeron, Vanderlee, Smith, Burkeen, Heather, Armstrong, Heberlein, Stocks, Rob, DeSalle, Turley, Honeywell, Mitchell, St. Laurent, Kohenauer, Wood, Davis, Shipley, Alfrey, and Fjellberg. I'm not too sure what I'm looking at right now. Wait a minute. Where's Tyson Fresquez? I don't see Tyson anywhere. Am I stupid? I'm trying to jog my memory as to what happened. I mean, I'm 22nd. Where is Tyson? I'm almost positive Tyson made it out of his heat race, so I don't think I missed him going to the main. There are only 21 riders on the gate. So I don't know what's happening. Oh, Fresquez, I'm here, haha, warm-up. So he's in warm-up. I wonder if he just timed out. Man, that would have been a disaster. I'm sure that they'll get him in the lineup. He's definitely supposed to be in the race tonight. All right, so Fresquez should be lining up third, and let's make sure he's on the gate after this restart, or else that's going to be interesting. Let's see, Fresquez is on the gate, way inside, but here we go, folks. 20 minutes plus a lap. We got Fresquez, Smith, Mullins, Shipley, Fjellberg, Stocksy, Rob, Burkeen, Vanderlee, and the rest of the gang is there, off and running. Oh, I'm sorry, this is just another warm-up lap. Get everybody psyched for nothing. But sure wish, I bet Tyson wishes this was the race because he just got a great start there. It is only one lap indeed, though. All right, let me see if I can find someone. Well, Stocksy's in a pretty good spot right there. Same gamut of riders down the inside. 20 minutes plus 1 lap set to go as JLV moonwalks his way off the track. We are set to go racing in Phoenix. Oh, Alfred hits the gate on the 188. Fresquez is humping the bike trying to get a good start, but it is Smith with a better jump down the inside, but beating them all into the corner was actually Dade Honeywell, and he comes out with the whole shot right in front of James Armstrong, and Fresquez is off the track in the background. So Smith is up here. I'm looking, my eyes are not picking up on Shipley just yet, but Honeywell leads the way. Honeywell entered the night 24 points down in the championship. He could really use a win after his disastrous week last week. Armstrong also up in the mix. As I touched on, we're not expected to see Smith for this whole series, but there he is in third right now. He's trying to keep these guys honest championship wise, maybe play a little bit of a spoiler role. He's trying to chase down Armstrong as they come down to complete lap number 1, and it's the 24 machine of Dade Honeywell, Prime Designs graphics rider, over the line to lead it. And he's looking smooth and solid at the front. Maybe that's exactly what he needed, a good start, and not have all those heavy hitters just right behind him immediately. I know Armstrong and Smith are no slouches, especially Smith, you know, winning just last week, but Honeywell maybe not having Fresquez pressuring him right away is a good thing. Let's go on board with the 4 of Smith right now and kind of wait for things to get sorted down a little bit. Man, look at Smith. First gear and the whoops wide open, but his gearing must be kind of high because he was blitzing those whoops like crazy. Scrubs down over the wall, jump back towards the finish line here. Keeping things close. 105.2 to a 105.2 for Armstrong, 105.4 for Honeywell. So all these guys running very, very close lap times, with Smith and Armstrong running identical lap times. Man, these guys are just unreal to watch sometimes. It's just mesmerizing to me to go on board, watch the kind of talents that some of these guys possess. And just so smooth, so consistent, hitting the same lines, doing them so fast. As Armstrong keeping Honeywell honest right in front there. Coming down to complete another lap, and let's check the lap times once again. Smith over the line, 105.1, 105.1 for Armstrong, 105.3 for Honeywell. They're both catching Honeywell, interestingly enough. Oh, a mistake for Armstrong. Here comes Smith. Gonna triple down the inside, but Armstrong holds the spot. Oh man, Smith a little off kilter, and Armstrong's coming short on the triple, so Smith should get the spot. Yes, he does. He gets the pass made. And here they come down on the screen right there. So Honeywell now has some breathing room to work with. We'll see if that's a good thing or not. Kohenauer holding down a strong 4th spot right now. Looking good on the 42. Behind him, Shipley, your championship leader from last week. So Shipley really wants to start taking chunks back out of Fresquez, but he's not going to do it with Fresquez right on his heels right now. Fresquez was outside of the top 10 after that mistake in the first rhythm section on lap 1. Now finds him. Wow, look at this trainer riders. Armstrong and Smith are suddenly back here battling it out with Kohenauer, so they've lost a big chunk of time to Honeywell, who's got a sizable lead. Oh, Kohenauer down. So there goes 4 of the best riders in the game currently around him, as Armstrong threw on, and then Shipley got around Smith as well, who made a mistake, and Fresquez is now up to 4th. So could Shipley maybe come back after that DNF last week at Anaheim? Oh! And steal a win away. He needs to start clawing some points back away from Fresquez. We really thought, given the events of last week, that this championship was over. But only 14 down to Shipley. Let's actually go on board with the man. Oh, Shipley, a mistake over the finish line. Oh, almost pile drove it into Fresquez's teammate Armstrong. We have a Volcom sandwich here with Shipley right in the middle of it. Look at Fresquez, going to cut underneath, try to pull alongside. Oh, a little out of shape. Somehow still gets the quad clean. Switches lines down the outside. He's trying some different options here. And he's chasing down Jeremy Shipley on the 39 and his teammate, the 33 of James Armstrong. Oh, Shipley looks like he's trying to size up Armstrong for a pass, maybe. Actually almost ran into the back of him in that corner. Meanwhile, Dade Honeywell is cruising at the front right now. 11-second lead over Armstrong. We're only on lap 6. Or rather, only 6 minutes into this main event, but Honeywell's looking strong. Oh, man, Shipley just scrubbing over that tunnel jump every lap. Too much sauce. The question in chat is who is closest in points besides Smith. It's actually Smith and Shipley tied in second, 14 back of Fresquez, who just made a mistake and went off the track, lost a chunk of time, but has not lost a spot yet, as St. Laurent is still right there in tow. here is your leader, who's actually gone down, must have, because he's right in front of these guys now, only 2 seconds out in front. Dade Honeywell on the 24. So Honeywell leading the way from Armstrong and Shipley, who is down after the whoops. Shipley facing the wrong way, and St. Laurent did get around Fresquez. And here comes Burkeen on the 8 and Mullins on the 9. And is that Smith? Yes, it is. Smith and Alfrey all. Wow, this is a tight cluster of riders will go on board with Mullins here. Oh, Mullins scrubs down just like Shipley is, and he's right behind Burkeen. Look at the train of single-digit riders that we have up here. Smith right behind Mullins on the 4, Mullins on the 9, Burkeen on the 8, Fresquez on the 1. Oh, wow, Mullins able to make that inside line work. Almost pulled it off. It was close racing with Burkeen. Cutting back underneath, almost jumped off the track, did make a mistake. Here comes Smith. Where is Smith gonna go? Not able to make the pass is Jeremy Smith, but he's right there. Oh man, almost contact in the air between those two. And Burkeen still going after Fresquez. St. Laurent holding down a strong 4th place ride right now. How about this? Honeywell versus Armstrong brewing for the lead. They are about to get buried in some lap traffic here. So the 24 of Dade Honeywell, Prime Designs KTM, out front of Team Volcom Kawasaki's James Armstrong. Armstrong trying to be the man that refuses to lose tonight, going out of the LCQ and win the main event. Oh, mistake there. Does he still get the triple? He's going to be a little short. Wow. And Shipley back here in 3rd. Fresquez now got around St. Laurent and is up to 4th, but he's still got Burkeen tailing him right there on the 8. Then Smith right there, Mullins close. Alfrey putting in one of his best rides. Alfrey was one of the faster riders in the game a few years ago, and took some time off, and we haven't seen him for a while. How about this battle here? Smith versus Burkeen. Smith knifes the front wheel a little bit. They're actually closing on Fresquez. Oh, Burkeen long and outside on the finish line, so Smith down the inside. Tries to pull alongside there. The 8 machine versus the 4 machine on screen here. Oh, Smith goes a little long. Man, what a battle. Let's go on board with Mullins just because he's at the back of it watching it all happen. Let's actually, no, I'm going to go on board with Smith. Loving this onboard action though in this main event right now. So amazing to watch these guys rip. Smith still just looking so fast in the sand there, almost alongside of Burkeen now. Go 3-1 and then over the finish line. 105 flat for Smith. Another inside line, and he pulls alongside Burkeen again, but Burkeen, with that power around the outside, always keeps the inside into the next corner. So he holds onto the spot for now. And these guys are machines. They just put the bike in the exact spot they want it to. Both of them scrubbing down the triples. Smith actually has a pretty good line here, but he was not able to take advantage of it. Oh, Smith with a great drive in the whoops. Was in 2nd gear at one point. Gosh. Such close action. And these guys are really pretty close to the race leader. Oh man, I don't want to go away from it yet, but there's stuff going on towards the front by the looks of it. As Smith again trying to show Burkeen a wheel here. This battle is insane. Oh, rider down, and they split him. That was, I believe, Burkeen's teammate. Now Smith is the one with the drive through the rhythm section. And they are right behind Tyson Fresquez there on the 1. Oh, Smith and Mullins are just all so close. All these single-digit riders. Battle for the lead is brewing. I knew it. As Honeywell and Armstrong going at it out front. Oh, look at that. So close to the bales, so close to each other. Does Armstrong pull the string early here, or does he wait and try to find a line? So crazy how much time in the air they spend on that tunnel jump, and they're just floating up there. And now, oh, Honeywell down after the finish, came up short on the finish line, and there goes Armstrong to the race lead just like that. So Armstrong now out front. Honeywell slides back into the 2 spot, and now he's making mistakes again, so he's going to start falling back to the clutches of these guys real soon as Smith chops underneath Burkeen, and he makes the pass on the 8 machine, finally gets it. Mullins is right there on the 9. Pulls alongside Burkeen, but does not have a pass lined up yet as Burkeen throws dirty on the triple. We got some dualies right there. So Armstrong now leads as that Stocksy stood up in the corner, and then Mullins and Burkeen and Smith all did the exact same thing. And here's Shipley now coming into the mix. He's going to have a drive around the outside of Burkeen. Might have a drive on Mullins into the corner. Not quite just yet, but here they go back down the start straight. All these guys running so close together, such a tightly packed field. This is what happens when the track ends up developing such a one-line nature to it. Over the finish line, Shipley looking for anything that he could do. Meanwhile, Fresquez is closing in on Armstrong as Honeywell has taken the lead over again, so Honeywell must have just stayed with Armstrong, and then Armstrong must have had a fall because he's got Fresquez right on him now. Man, Fresquez is looking really fast through that whoop section right now as he chases down his teammate on the number 33 Team Volcom machine. Both these guys top 10 in points. So obviously I don't think you'd see any team tactics going on here. Fresquez having double-double through that rhythm there. Look at Smith is closing in now, but he goes long on the finish line. Has to go outside. Mullins is right there, and then Shipley also in tow, and then Burkeen's starting to lose touch with these guys a little bit on the 8. St. Laurent runs in 8th right now. Alfrey in 9th. Turley is 10th. Cohenauer, Robb, Heather, Vanderlee, DeSalle, Heberlein, Bergeron, Mitchell, and Stocks. Not focusing too much on these back markers because the racing up front has been so dang good. So through the whoops they go. Man, how about this battle between Fresquez and Armstrong? Oh, Armstrong long over the finish. Fresquez slides down the inside. Armstrong is still alongside of him down the rhythm lane, though. Does he heed way? Yes, he does. He lets his teammate go. And Fresquez now moves into second. So can he run down Dade Honeywell just like he did in San Diego when Honeywell looked to have a win in the bag. He was riding really well out front past Fresquez and was pulling away, and then Honeywell started making mistakes. Fresquez eventually got him. We got to change for a second again, though, as Armstrong goes back through on his teammate, and Smith is really lurking up here now. These two trading paint, going back and forth. Armstrong trying to defend his line. Fresquez has got a great drive down the start straight here. Armstrong races him into the corner, lets him go again. And Smith is lurking there. So can Smith find a way around Armstrong now and go after Fresquez for the 2 spot? Armstrong, a little mistake out of the corner. Smith riding smooth, but all of them staying pretty close together. And behind that, it's Shipley. So this is 2-3-4 on your screen right now. Fresquez on the 1 is in second place. Whoa, what the hell just happened? That was crazy. Not sure what happened, but Smith piles it down the inside of Armstrong, and they're both down. And Shipley goes through into third. Meanwhile, battle for the lead starting to brew. Honeywell from Fresquez on lap 17. Looks like we're going to have 2 laps to go. Maybe 3. It's going to be really close with Honeywell getting back to the line. I don't think he'll be able to do it, though. All right, let's take a look. 20 seconds to go. I don't think, Honeywell will not get back to the line in time here. So white flag next time by. Does Dade Honeywell have his first win in him tonight in Phoenix? Or is Fresquez going to come steal the glory again just like in San Diego? He's certainly trying. Ogo on board with the number 1 machine. All right, coming down to the finish line, and should be white flag right now. Although I still saw a green flag out, and it looks like the green flag is still out. I'm not sure if my timing is glitched or something here. I guess I just legitimately timed out. I'm assuming this is the last lap. I don't know how it literally in chat says I'm timed out, but I'm watching the race happen, so no idea how that works. So we'll watch this last lap and see if it sorts out. Looks like Fresquez has lost touch there. And what in the world is going on? Jeremy Smith is still battling it out back here with Burkeen and Armstrong. But up front it is Dade Honeywell. And I believe this is coming to the checkered flag here. So here it is. The 24 machine of Dade Honeywell is going to come down to the line, and he is going to survive Fresquez's assault and win the main event, question mark? Yes, he does. Dade Honeywell is the winner in Phoenix. Fresquez will get second. Armstrong actually got passed by Shipley, so he's going to get fourth. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect real fast so I can actually see final results here. Yeah, I know timing gates mess up when your game freezes, Alex. All right, ready? Camera's going crazy. And results any second now, like right about now. Or now. There they are. Honeywell from Fresquez, Shipley, Armstrong, Burkeen, Smith, Mullins, St. Laurent, Robb, Turley inside of the top 10. Alfrey looks like he's going to pick up 11th as he and Davis are going at it to the line here. Cohenauer going to pick up 12th. And Davis actually was coming across in 19th. Cuts her in. And the top 10 stays the same. So Dade Honeywell is your winner tonight in Phoenix. A solid ride, and he's going to pick up a cool 25 points towards the championship. So how about that, folks? Another night of racing in the books from Phoenix. And before we let this go on any further, just a big shout out to all the RaceFactorGaming.com sponsors as always. MotoOption for being the title sponsor of the series, and Racetech being the presenting sponsor of the series. I'm going to send you guys off just like that, though. Thank you guys for watching round 4 of the MotoOption Supercross series presented by Racetech Suspension here live on Start Your Systems TV. Catch the broadcast up tomorrow morning on YouTube, and we will see you guys next week from Oakland.